Family Credit Management is a non-profit credit counseling agency. We specialize in helping people take control of their debt.
People call in every day. By the end of the call, they're feeling better. They know there's some hope out there.
For over a decade, Family Credit Management has helped tens of thousands of Americans deal with the burden of debt.
If you're struggling with debt, the most important thing is to take control of it. Now's the time.
Good afternoon and welcome back to Family Credit Management's Half Hour. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Laura Butler. I'm a certified credit and housing counselor, and I work for Family Credit Management Services. We're a nonprofit debt management organization. We help thousands of consumers every month and thousands over the last 20 years we've been in business. So I'm here today to take any questions that you might have regarding credit or budgeting, if you've got questions about housing or reverse mortgages or foreclosure prevention. I am also a certified credit and housing counselor. So you're welcome to call in. The number to reach us is on the screen here. It's 312-738-1060. As we go along the program, I am going to be discussing a specific topic, but if you have questions about other things, let's say you've got some debt issues or you've got some credit score questions, you're welcome to call in and talk to me. Just because I'm talking about one specific topic today doesn't mean that you can't ask questions about any of those sort of related topics. So feel free to call in. If you decide that you want to call in but you don't necessarily want to talk to me live on air, you're always welcome to call in and talk to one of our our certified credit counselors. They're available at 800-994-3328 and you can speak with any of them. They're actually in the office tonight until 7 p.m. Central Time. So, over the last few weeks, we've been discussing lots of different topics regarding budgets and spending plans, getting on track, goal setting, credit. I know Letitia was here last week talking a lot about the holiday spending, and she did go through a lot of great information for you guys as far as different ways and techniques to save on the holidays. And I know she did touch upon some of the top tech tools, and I thought that I would expand on that a little bit more this week and talk a little bit more about top tech tools. I also wanted to possibly get into Family Credit's website because we have a lot of great tools and information for you. So hopefully you'll be able to take advantage of some of these things, or if you weren't aware of some of it, maybe it'll give you some tools and different ways for you to be able to start budgeting and improving your credit. So let's go ahead and get started into the presentation. Again, I do want to just mention that you're welcome to call in with any questions if you have questions regarding this, or if you have questions regarding any sort of credit, budget, spending plan, debt management, if you've got questions about maybe creditors or collection agencies, housing, anything like that, you can call me at 312-738-1060. Again, I'll be here for the next about half hour or so answering your questions. All right, so today we're going to be talking about top tech tools, and I'm going to be going through several different sites, apps, and a little bit about mobile banking. Some of this stuff you may already be familiar with. Some of it might be a little bit new to you if you're not used to doing something on the internet, or you're not really used to doing something with a smartphone. This might be a little bit hopefully educational for you and give you some insights on what you can and can't do. These days it is harder than ever to plan your finances. That's why we have put this list together of websites, apps, and mobile banking. Hopefully this will help you get on track and stay there. That's always our goals. We want to make sure that you're getting on track, setting your goals, and then, planning for the future. So there are some different websites that are out there. These are just a few websites. The first one that we're going to be covering today is Mint.com. Mint.com, it's www.mint.com. Basically what it is, it's a budget app or budget website where you can keep track of all of your spending. You can sync your checking accounts and track your purchases. They also send you alerts through email or text when a bank account is low or if a credit card limit's reaching its limit. And then it compiles the data into infographics to help you see your spending trends. I've used Mint.com myself. I think it's something that's very useful. It does have a lot of information. So if you're kind of overwhelmed sometimes with a lot of data, this may not be the right route for you, but if you really like delving in and looking at all of your expenses and trying to figure out where everything is going, Mint.com is a great way to do it. I myself use something that's a little bit different. I use something called Every Dollar Budget. And so that website doesn't link with your checking accounts. If you're kind of leery with putting your checking account information out there and linking it with a outside third-party source, Mint.com will do that for you. There's pros and cons to it. Of course, putting your information out there is always something you want to make sure that you're going with a reputable company. Mint.com is actually owned by the Intuit people that make the taxes. So this is not a fly-by-night sort of company. It's a company that's been out there for a really long time. They are a reputable organization, but of course always giving out your information. Let's say you're on a computer that's not safe. So if you're at the library or something like that, you forget to log out, you want to make sure that you're taking care and protecting your information. But something like Every Dollar Budget, when I do Every Dollar Budget, it doesn't link to my checking or my savings accounts. I actually have to physically put those numbers in. So if that pertains to something that you like to do, maybe you don't want your information linked to something, then you may want to look at other sources, and that's kind of what I'm going to be going through, is lots of different information. So Mint.com is just one resource for you. The other one that we have here, it helps with your credit. So the first one is talking about budgeting and spending plans. The next one is Credit Karma. A lot of people have probably heard of Credit Karma. I actually talked a little bit about Credit Karma when we went through the credit reporting piece that I did a couple weeks ago. Credit Karma is a website that will give you updates monthly to show your credit utilization, your score changes, and your payments, and it also has a score simulator. So I want you to not get confused with Credit Karma and what annualcreditreport.com will do for you. Annualcreditreport.com, of course, is the website you get your free report once a year from all 3 credit reporting agencies. Credit Karma uses something called a Vantage score. It's not your FICO score. So it's not something that most lenders will look at. They won't look at the Vantage score. Some lenders might, but the majority of them are looking at your FICO score. So when you go to creditkarma.com, it's a good tool, but I also, again, want to caution you, it's free, but they also will sell your information sometimes to creditors. So let's say you go on there and there's a few credit card companies that, they start pairing up. Let's say you've got a, decent credit score, you're in the 700s. What you'll see is you'll see ads. You'll see something that says like, Chase is offering you this particular type of interest rate. Go ahead and apply for that. Maybe you can consolidate some of your cards, or you might see something from Capital One or Bank of America, something like that. They're going to give you a list of different credit card companies or loan companies that you should go to. So they're trying to sell your information to those companies. So you just have to be very careful with companies like this, because if you don't want your information out there to the credit card companies to be able to offer you stuff, then you want to maybe steer clear of doing something like Credit Karma. But if you're okay in understanding that those companies are just trying to sell you something, I don't think it's a bad idea to maybe use something like Credit Karma, especially if you're planning on buying a house or a car, something like that. I did that when I bought my house. I went to creditkarma.com. I realized, okay, where I'm okay with what my score is at, but I want to improve it a little bit. It does give you ways to improve your credit score. And like I said, it is free of charge. So it gives you an idea of what your score is. It wasn't what my lender said it was. I was 20 points off. So you just have to be kind of leery of that, and just realize that it's not necessarily going to be the exact credit score that your lender's looking at, but it's going to be pretty close. So Credit Karma is going to be helping you with your credit. Another one is a savings app, and that is a savings website called SmartyPig. It's an online savings account. It does help you manage and set your goals. You can receive savings and gift cards, a debit card, or you can transfer the money when you do it. This is something that is good, especially if you're trying to use a separate savings account to get on track with things. So if you want to make sure that you're using a separate checking or savings account and then putting that money aside, kind of out of sight, out of mind, and moving that to that savings account, this might be a good option for you. There's other things out there too that I'm going to mention a little bit later, but SmartyPig.com's been around for a while, and it's definitely one of the good ones that are out there. It's all about trying to set small goals and achieve little wins, because those little wins will help you to get the big wins later on in life. So Bankrate.com is a wonderful website full of information about banks and interest rates and accounts and financial tools. It is very highly regarded with personal finance articles as well. Bankrate, that is where I go first and foremost if I'm trying to find out some financial information. If I want to make sure that I'm going to a reputable source, that is the site that I usually go to. If I'm trying to research articles and information about maybe what the rates are right now for housing, or maybe what the best cars are that are out there on the market, that's always another good option to go to. So Bankrate.com is one of the things that I'll tap into, and I'll make sure that I go there. Just because I think that it's a reputable company, and it has a lot of reputable people that work for it, so that's why they're highly regarded personal finance articles and information. So before you go out and buy something, if you want to make sure what the rates are, you want to know maybe what the big banks are charging for, like the new interest rates for mortgage rates. You may want to go to Bankrate.com, take a look at it. If you want to know what credit card companies are charging and what are the best credit cards out there. If you want to learn a little bit about debt management, that's what we do at Family Credit Management. And again, I do want to just mention too that you guys are welcome to call in if you have questions. For me today, it's 312-738-1060 to reach me. And I'm here for another 15 minutes or so. So if you do have questions, I encourage you to call in and ask any question that you have regarding credit, budgeting, anything like that. So moving on. So Bankrate, and then Yelp. A reason why you'd want to maybe use something like Yelp is if you're trying to research a local business. These are going to be reviews from people who are real. They are not robots that are paid to, be out there just putting in reviews for people. So when you go to Yelp, you can post your own reviews and get, help the community out. And you can also find local businesses. So if you're like me and you're one of those people who like to shop local and do that kind of stuff, Yelp.com is a great website for you to be able to find those local businesses that are great. Maybe there's a new restaurant that's down the street, you wanted to try it out, but you're not sure, you haven't heard any reviews. Yelp.com might have a couple reviews from some people who've used that restaurant, and that'll make you decide if you want to go there or not. I really like using Yelp to help out the different businesses in the community. I had my tires done by a company that I thought was great, and they were very helpful. They really cared a lot about their customers, so I went on Yelp and I gave them a good review, and hopefully that will help the other people too. So Yelp.com is a good way for you to save money because you can find out if those companies are reputable and they're nice. They're not going to rip you off. So besides websites, there's apps, and I'm a huge advocate of using apps for pretty much everything. I barely use a computer unless it's for, work purposes nowadays. So those same websites that we already mentioned, they also have apps. Mint.com, Credit Karma, SmartyPig, and Yelp, those are all apps as well. If you have an Android device, or if you have an Apple device or an iOS device, you can go on your stores and find them, and they're usually free. So Mint.com, Credit Karma, SmartyPig, and Yelp are all free apps for you to download. There's also some other ones for couponing, and these are good. I think websites or apps that you can use in order for you to be able to start saving a little bit of extra money. SnipSnap basically scans coupons and then puts them into a digital coupon for you, so you can take them into the different places that you might want to go. Let's say you're going to something like, Myers or Costco or something like that, and they use coupons. Costco's not a good, example, but like Myers, we'll say Myers. You go there and you've got, coupons that you found in the newspaper, and you want to make sure you use them there, and you can't bring a giant thing of papers with you. Maybe you don't want to cut the coupons out. This kind of cuts the coupon for you and turns it into a digital coupon. So it's kind of nice. You can also share the coupons with your family and your friends and whoever you want to work with on that. Retail Me Not is also coupons and coupon codes. You can type in things. Let's say you shop at a store often. Let's say like Old Navy's having a sale and they also offer some coupons or discounts or something like that. You can look up on Retail Me Not and see if they have any additional coupons and codes. Store apps. So of course, if you shop at any of the stores, a lot of them have apps, and you can get different discounts and codes and things like that through the store apps. One of the ones that I started using recently is this one down here, this Ibotta. It's kind of a neat app in that you've got your coupons and you've got all of your discounts and your membership clubs and all of the stuff that you go to. Well, Ibotta offers an additional cashback bonus. So if you go to the store and let's say you use your coupon to buy your gallon of milk and then you realize on Ibotta that they're saying that they're going to give you an additional 25 cents or 50 cents back after you buy this specific brand, but you've already got a coupon for it too, so you're already getting it on sale, a discount with coupons, and then you can also go on Ibotta and then they'll give you cash back. My friend uses this more often than even I do, and man, she racks up the savings. Yesterday, I get notices whenever she uses the Ibotta app, and she had $6 back on one of her store purchases. She had another $2.25 when she went and got gas. There was a whole bunch of different things that she got back, and I want to say in one day she got $10 back. $10 may not sound like a lot, but if there was $10 on the floor, you wouldn't just leave it there, right? Right. So, those are some of the coupon apps that you can go to. There's some other ones like Shopkick. Shopkick's kind of a different sort of a savings app. You can use GPS to read store location and offer coupons, and there's also a point system rewards for visiting stores. So when you go in and you use Shopkick, basically what you're doing is you're checking in when you go to different stores. So of course this is always going to be in favor of the stores simply because they're trying to sell you stuff. So if they're trying to sell you something, this is a way for them to try to figure out, ooh, Laura really likes going to Target. Laura really likes buying this particular purchase at Target. So let's try to give Laura more offers for that so she buys more of it. So that's just basic advertising. So that's what Shopkick kind of does. So it's tracking where you're going, you're checking in, you're getting points, you can get money back. It's kind of like Ibotta where you can get cashback rewards, and it also gives you extra coupons. So it does save you money, but you also have to realize that the reason that they're doing this is to get you to buy more stuff. So just be careful. Cartwheel was the other one that was on here, and Cartwheel is the Target one. If you shop Target, you're probably familiar with this one already. Basically, you can browse offers that can give you extra savings at the checkout. You can scan items as you're going along. Shopkick kind of offers that same kind of thing where you scan different items and you get points for it. So it might want you to scan deodorant and shoes. As you can see, there's a little video here that I'm not going to play because we don't have a whole lot of time. But if you went on to Shopkick on YouTube, you can see kind of how it works a little bit too. But same thing with Cartwheel. So Cartwheel is the Target brand app, and it does save you money. Also with Target, you can get 5% cash back too when you do the Target rewards card. I'm a big advocate of doing rewards cards because simply, why not get an extra savings? 5%, it adds up to being a lot, especially if you're spending a lot, on groceries and different things like that. So, all right, so there's also discounts. I'm sure you guys have heard of Groupon. If you haven't, it's an awesome place to get some deals. Living Social and Zulily. For Groupon, actually, for Christmas this year, I decided to go ahead and purchase a couple things on Groupon. My dad has been into photography, so I decided to go ahead and purchase one of those 8x11 pictures, and I got it for, I think it was like $10 or something like that. So you can get some pretty good deals on Groupon. You just need to make sure you read the fine print. There's also expiration dates on things. So let's say you got a $80 deal for $10. It expires after a while, so you're always going to get the $10 value that you paid for it, but a lot of times it'll expire after a certain period of time. So if you go to that website to get it, or if you go to get your Groupon and you're past the expiration date, then a lot of times it'll all you're getting is a savings of whatever you paid for it. So Living Social is very similar to Groupon. Living Socials in the Chicagoland area, especially if you're out farther, if you're in a different area, we are online, so you can watch us online too. So if you're in a different area, maybe Living Social might not be out there, but I know that they're ever expanding, so keep an eye out for that one. And then Zulily sells a lot of clothing and different things for children and women and stuff like that. So mobile banking. All right. So mobile banking, of course, the majority of consumers choose their bank based on their mobile application. That's actually something that's very profound. A lot of times, back in the olden days, people would look at customer service and try to figure out, who's going to be the one that's going to offer you the best customer service, who's remembering your name, that kind of thing. Now it looks like they're choosing it based on their mobile application more than anything. So banks are definitely continuing to add features and stay competitive and improve, ease of use. If you feel that you have a bank that has a bad application that you can't use, maybe it's hard for you to do mobile banking, you may want to look for a different bank. There's a couple different options that I'm going to give to you here in a second. So, what you want to do in order to choose the right bank is you want to make a list of what you use your bank for and see what kind of applications they offer to make it easier. So do you want to do bill pay? Do you want to do person-to-person payments? Maybe you prefer to have text alerts or balance inquiries. If you want to do check by phone, I love the fact that my bank does that. It's not like I get a lot of checks, but in the occasion that I do get a check, I love being able to just sit in my living room, take a picture of it, take a picture of the back of it and sign it, and then it's automatically deposited in my bank account. I don't even have to go through the drive-through anymore. And then you also want to look at bank hours and locations. If you're somebody who wants a brick and mortar bank, then you definitely want to check those kind of things out. Here's my list of some online savings accounts and banks. These are a couple of them I use. So the first one that I actually put up here is this Digit. Digit is a savings app that links to your checking account. I've been using this since October 27th. I've been using Digit, and just what basically what it does is it links with my checking account, and it takes tiny little increments every day from my checking account and puts it into the savings account. So whenever it does that, it notifies me and lets me know what my new checking account balance is. So that way I'm always, up to date on it, and I know what my checking account balance is. But it's a really nice way to save money without even actually trying. I have saved up $32 so far in just a little bit over a month. So I think that's pretty good. I know it's not a huge amount, but $32 is $32 that I wouldn't have actually, even given it a second thought. I wouldn't even thought about transferring 59 cents here or $1 here or $2 there. So it's kind of nice that it does it for you. And like I said, you can check it anytime. And then when you're ready to stop, you just text them stop, and they'll stop taking the money out of your checking account, and then you can go on their app and transfer the money back. So Digit's a really neat way to do that. Level is one that I have not used yet, but I did do a little bit of research. It automatically updates you throughout the day on how much spendable cash you have. So it's kind of a neat way to, link your checking account, and you set different budget amounts on there. Same thing with this Unsplurge. I wish that I could get this because I think visual reminders for goal setting is an awesome way to save money. But it helps you focus on saving with visual and community elements. It's only on the iOS platform though, and I don't have an Apple phone. I have an Android, so unfortunately I can't use that. But the other one that I recently signed up for today, because I wanted to check it out, is simple. It's a checking account, and it has its own debit card, no ATM fees. It's not a bank account in the traditional sense. You can't get like checks and stuff like that from it, but you can use it if you prefer to do like an online bank. If you're not really into having a brick and mortar establishment, it's kind of a nice way to do it. And I can always bring you some more information on this once I start using it a little bit more. But I thought this was a nice way for everybody to, kind of take a look at the online bank. So that being said, ahead. Now, if you do want some assistance, let's say you need help in creating or managing your spending plan. We preach and talk about the Stop, Think, Save method. So you're always welcome to call and talk to a certified credit counselor. You can call 800-994-3328 and talk to any of our counselors. We're there Monday through Saturday, actually, and we've got varying hours in the evening, but we are there from 8:30, until usually pretty late in the evening. Or you can go to familycredit.org. I know I didn't get a chance to actually go through our website, but I'll try to touch upon that next week. So again, I would like to thank you guys for listening. And if you have questions, feel free to give us a call or write them down and call me next week. Have a wonderful day.